Hello guys, today I'll be showing you how to make isometric phone mockup. The first thing I'm going to do is to bring out my rectangle tool to draw out a rectangle. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to input iPhone 8 values. So I'll start with the width and also the height, which is 375 and 667. So that's my iPhone 8. So I'm going to duplicate this by holding Control and G. So in this case I've duplicated. So the next thing I'm going to do next is to start with the screen. So I'm going to give the screen the radius of 70. So the next thing I'm going to do is change the color, the fill color of the screen to white. Or let me give it another color, something like this. That's okay. So I'm going to give this an effect. So what I'm going to do is to add I'm going to add an inner shadow. So I'll give it different values, x axis and y axis. So the x I'll give it 2 and the y I'll give it 30. I'll give it 10. So add another inner layer. So in this case, or inner shadow, sorry. So in this case I'll do a reverse of what I just did. So I'll give a -2 to x, and I'll give a -30 to y, and I'll give it 10. So as you can see, the next thing is to place the screen. Before I place the screen, I have to adjust this. So in the screen, I'll place it at the center, then I have to bring this back. And that looks okay. Try to center it. So I'll give this border radius of 80. So as you can see, at this point we've created our phone mockup. So in this case I'm going to bring an image to this. So I'll go to my file, I'll go to place image. So it will take me to my computer where I save or I place my image. So that's how that looks. So in this case, for the sake of the video, I said we're going to create an isometric. This is the phone mockup I just created. The next thing I'm going to do is to add some effects. So I will select all of this. I'll go to effect, then I'll add drop shadow. So I'll give the blow part 40 with y-axis 20 and x-axis 20. So you see how that looks a bit okay. So I'll still add to the other side. That is doing the same thing I did with the inner shadow. So I'm going to select all of this. I'll go to effect, I'll go to drop shadow. So I'll add -20 -20. So that doesn't look good. So what I'm going to do, it doesn't look good. I'll go undo this. So I'll try to reduce the size of the value. So I'll go back to my rectangle. So I'll go back to drop shadow here. So I'll reduce it to, and give this 30. If that looks better. So change the fill color of this. Something like, and that looks better. So the next thing I'm going to do is to make the isometric. What I'm going to do is to group this, group the selection. Then I'll select it. I'll go to my plugins. So there's this plugin that I love so much when making an isometric mockup. So the plugin is called Isometric. So I'll click on the isometric. As you can see, it gives different, or it shows different dimension or direction. You can go or you can choose. So you could see it's at 45 degrees angle. So what I'm going to do is that I'll click either of the dimension or direction I want. So in this case, I'll choose this particular one. So as you can see, this is the isometric mockup of a phone. So the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this. I can choose to make it smaller, or I can choose to make it bigger. So guys, this is how to make an isometric phone mockup.